Zerlath Immortal, the half-naked Viking. I don't know what's gonna be my stupid moniker for people that have no idea that I matter more than the amusing appearances that I have as I bestow wisdom that you are just so uncertain of. Even though it's self-evident, but you're just really distracted by nipples. This proves how much people are just distracted by nipples, right? Doesn't matter if they're women's nipples, doesn't matter if they're nice nipples, just any nipple, and that's the whole fucking conversation, because we've never taken anyone seriously before that didn't put clothes on. But anyway. So I've been thinking a whole lot, right? Because since 2020, when I saw the underlying collective shadow of humanity truly be what it was going to be, right? You know, obviously it changed everything for everybody, and some people couldn't let go. Things are supposed to work, right? Some people are still out there trying to, wake people up the way that people have been trying to wake people up since 9/11, right? Which has turned into what we call the woke raping process, right? This is where you go straight to DEFCON 5 about conspiracy theories on the drop of a hat, because you don't understand how you got there as different from where someone is at or ever will be. In short, special circumstances led to those of us who kind of wanted to wake up to do our thing. Because most people that do the woke raping are people that want to wake up in the first place. And like me, they made the same assumption for many years. It's some baseline of how you are is the way other people are when it comes to wanting to know the truth and everything else. And then you eventually come to accept the harsher realities of the situation. And so that people can hear you out about certain things at best, but there's nothing to it that changes anything for anybody, right? There's a percentage of the population that gets exploited and fucked over. The people that are going through that kind of pain and everything else, because they've been put through that by the collective unconscious, and perhaps you've been through that a little bit yourself, right? They're the ones that end up waking up, and then they end up suffering the same thing that you suffer for many years, unless you do the work to get out of that suffering, which is the loneliness that comes with you transubstantiating or self-substantiating your own wake-up process. Hey, I see people. How's it going, people? As I drive, I am not going to be able to be super engaged in the chat, and I apologize about that. There's plenty of, let's see if I can get the lighting up just enough. Might be able to read you. Hey there, do you support Therian? I'll be out of your way if not. Do I support Therian? Therian, in what context? I haven't looked. I haven't thought about the word Therian or things of the concept of Therian in a while. I think I have some sort of an opinion on it, but I will put it to you this way: I am the things that I support have to be in alignment with truth, with honor, with universal axioms, the absolute divine and perfect harmony of the universe and metaphysics that correspond to it, the natural cycle within the numerology, within whatever geometrics and magical systems that you're functioning in. So yeah. Let's see. Nah, put a shirt on. There'll be kids? Actually, there won't be kids because I told YouTube no kids. See how that works? Also, children can see a man with his shirt off. That's why parents like to go to public parks with their kids. They like to go on hikes with their kids. They like to go camping with their kids. They like to go to the beach with their kids. There are plenty of circumstances where you don't get to tell me what to fucking do. Like what I do in my car, in public, within the limits of the common law. So anyway. So in 2020, when I finally sat there and said, all right, humanity has far too many personal problems or inert narcissism or collective denialism that is a comfort to them to ever want the direct approach in reality. The audience, the message as I had been delivering it is not to wake people up. It's good for people that are already on the waking up journey, that already have wanted to initiate that. I was never able to make it something that ever was going to get across to people who don't know. Many of you guys probably don't know, which is why you're obsessed with my body. You hate my body, but you can't turn away, and you must comment on it. You must draw attention, which actually just gives me strength. So continue to troll. Take advantage of the trolling while I am too busy driving safely to block you. Don't worry, I'll remember you. I noticed that you guys never show up to my Heidegger reads when I'm sitting right in front of my computer and I've got absolute control of the situation. So you guys should probably tune in once in a while. Go leave some comments on stuff. You guys like to chit chat. Drop a comment, which means you have to be listening. You have to show up. You have to put effort. You have to pay attention. These are the most important things in life. Most important things in life. Here, pay attention. How's that? If I go like that, is that okay? All right, you paying attention now? All right, fantastic. All right, good. Susie Q's just chilling. She's just hiding. I didn't even see her. Hey, love, how you doing? Oh my gosh, thank you. I don't even have to worry about it. Like, I never have to sit there. And say, I gotta be protected from trolls. Susie, I'm going live in 5 minutes. Can you be there for it? It's all right. Let the trolls, whatever. It's just silly words by people who don't know what anything means. But I love it. I fucking love the attention. Please give me the views. Give me the views. Even a thumbs down is activity. A thumbs down at least means, oh my gosh, look, he invokes reaction. That's fun in and of itself. Love Uganaul. What up, brother? Brother! All right, I'm a brother now. I already am a brother. But, it's good. It's good to know that other people want to be in the family. Doesn't that make me feel loved and wanted, and helped and supported? So anyway, it's always good that there are voices out there that are talking about this is the truth you need to know, right? This is the things you need to learn. This is the wisdom you need to accumulate to know how to deal with these terrible things when they arise, right? You know, like having a knowledge of how they would do, you know, an outbreak and a control contingency for an outbreak. And as long as people believed and agreed that there was an outbreak, those protocols could initiate. Thus, you could see. Oh, okay. You deleted the Susie. You deleted Love Uganawa. Why did she say something bad while I wasn't looking? That just amuses me. It's weird. It's very weird. Is this how YouTube is when people actually start noticing you? That you know, it's just a bunch of people that, like, why are you here? You're just here because I'm a shirtless guy in my car dicking around. That's why you're here. Because you have no idea what I am, who I am. If they don't speak our... Oh, okay. Was she throwing a bunch of... She was throwing a bunch of her language in there without, like, you know, like, which you just can't do, like, because you know nobody else is... It's just not for that. Gotcha. Yeah. That's usually a red flag, because why would you be saying anything? Who knows, right? You know, are you praising the devil in your foreign tongue? So... So I didn't know precisely what to do other than to keep talking unto people that at least was on my level. So I just shifted to talking about everything going on, just on a more basic level, thinking about what do I really need to do, what really needs to happen. And ultimately I said that the greater conspiracy is being fueled by everybody's personal conspiracy to lie to themselves. And that the oppression exists because everybody without their self-work has no self-worth and therefore is in no position to take back their own power, right? That was not as apparent a message like 20 years ago. You know, like you go back to 1999 when The Matrix came out. The Matrix was fueled on the same presumptions and assumptions. What's the temperature over there? Oh man, it was pretty hot today. It was like, must have been like high 70s. It was overcast, so it wasn't too bad. And you know, I work out in the direct sun. Like, you have to understand, I work outside in the heat, in the direct sun, in the first place, right? I take my shirt off because I'm already been sweating in my shirt, and I want to cool off. And then I am going to go live when I feel inspired to go live, and this is perfectly acceptable in public. And I am not worried about reaching 1 million views this week. So anyway. So that's why a lot of what I talk about is it's just why I don't talk about government agency stuff so much anymore, or you know, the ancient order of this and that so much anymore. Those have their place, and also I have a lot of more personal study that has nothing to do with me putting anything out presently, but also why I'm doing things as Heidegger, because Heidegger is very good for any person as a shaman or a magus, because of the relationship with time and space and reality that the ideas in that book helps you get through, right? To understand the existence, to understand the Dasein of the thing, right? And so that's got a particular meaning, and it's a particular vocabulary. And for a guy with as few subs as I am, that kind of content is asking for a certain kind of person to show up. Where this kind of content, which I put on the same channel, asks for a different kind of person to show up. And I don't truly expect anybody who is following my shit in one kind of content to come over to another kind of content, right? Because they won't understand where things are coming from. And especially if you don't have the time to go back to the beginning in what is not an audiobook format, but is really me just doing a stream of consciousness in real time while reading the book, with all of the stops to comment on what I have read, which makes it take the amount of time that it does. And for those that stick with it, they've extracted deep levels of profound, useful information, like all manner of gnosis rolled in. It's quite a beautiful thing. And I don't want to be some cliche like Jungian commentators on YouTube. I don't want to say they're a dime a dozen, and most of them are awesome. But things in the Jungian work, are what directly applies for this healing process, right? Like this is why Lubomir Arzov's or sorry Lubomir, I can't remember how to pronounce your last name, who made In Shadow and then Kingdom, right? I mean, like In Shadow kind of nails that deep process problem. And but Kingdom gets really, really fucking close to the same point that I've been aligning myself towards, which is we're never going to stop international usury, exploiting people, international petty conflicts because we don't know how to share things, and we have to make big religious deals out of stuff and places. Right, like all of this stuff, it's just like letting everybody know the facts that straightens it. It's just like some people don't see the existence of war as the problem. They just see the existence of somebody else being so difficult that we're going to need to go to war as the problem. But no, that mindset is the problem. And you can't just change the mindset by telling somebody, here, have that mindset. No, because you're going to have a deep, long conversation with that person about all sorts of different things. And if that person is a narcissist who goes to church every fucking day, he's going to rationalize the evils within his shadow through the context of how the organization is telling them the narrative about how the world works and the significances of things, right? And then this is how they keep us, flipping the script from being absolute peace to, oh my God, this is definite for absolute war and yada, yada, yada. And so, even I am, like, just because mankind is that fucking asinine and complicated, I can't even say that I'm a no more war kind of guy. I mean, I am, but I mean, as far as if you were to ask me about this conflict and that right now, or this threat of conflict and that right now, you know, I would tell people, as the toughest form of love is that, like, you have a right to destroy each other if you'd like to actually do that. You have a right to not think about it and fucking annihilate yourselves, right? What you don't have a right to do is to fucking draw me into your conflict, and I will be watching out because I don't feel like being collateral in your conflict. And I have a certain responsibility unto my world and my friends and family and my interests to be things that have nothing to do with your bullshit. Because the only thing I can do is forge my world. I have no control over yours. And I could tell you all sorts of truths that would solve that problem if people actually wanted to change, but they don't, because everything serves their narcissism, and being a narcissist is being a big part of the problem. One of the biggest, right? Because there's somebody who doesn't have any issues in their existential life other than the imaginary ones that aren't fucking actually harming them, and and they're not letting them distract them from keeping their shit together, and then they're just a fucking valuable ass battery in the fucking system, fueling politicians, fueling certain corporate structures, and being part of a distorted feedback loop that is all whacked out on dark gridworks. And so, really, I'm just talking to people about how you interact with people, and I'm talking about that influence in the real world, because you're never gonna make a difference, not even here on YouTube. You're not gonna make a difference. The only people that are gonna find you are the people that are already looking for it. They're there because the difference within them's already been made. We're here to support each other, so when we're out here where we can't do what we do on social media and just spew the truth all over them, you have those tiny little, you're finding those tiny moments to say a tiny thing, right? It's the subtle influence of little things, right? It's your subtle energy body in that respect. And to me, that has brought me more fulfillment, right? It's the slowest possible process, but it's the most rooted, grounded, that personal impact by time in real life. Someone who's been laughing and agreeing with your memes on Facebook and Instagram for 10 fucking years, none of that is having a fucking impact on anything. You taking away what those memes and everything else on social media does for you, and you putting it into practical application in the world, that's what does it. That's what does it, right? It's like the subtleties of a particular kind of courting process, right? You know, like, imagine you've given yourself the astronomical task of courting the uncourtable. You have a love to find and marry the true dragon mother, not the monster, not the mother of the monsters, not the evil dragon mother, but the good dragon mother, right? And you have to transmute that within the authentic soul who has been made into the evil dragon mother, and is thus, their power is being reinforced by the world power, right? We're talking about influencing people that are under the spell of Jormungandr, right? And this is using the subtle energies, right? Because Jormungandr, like Fenrir, who share the same father and mother, both of them are handled with subtlety, right? The world serpent, like the great wolf, can be a good experience. It, unfortunately, being the thing of the world that it is a energy force product of what the people fuel into the world. And they fuel it from their unconscious, and Loki is there to exploit that unconscious. And where does all of that come from? Who is this mother? It's Angrboda. Angrboda is the bog witch, right? So you have to understand everything that comes along with swamps. And swamps are a place of poisons. Swamps are a place of disease. Swamps are a place of sorrows. Swamps are uncomfortable. There's no place to settle down where you are not bothered by everything in the swamp. You lay down for 3 seconds, you realize there's a nasty fucking creature in the tree. You're right next to the water, you realize there's fucking alligators in the fucking water. It's just like the swamps are no good. Right? It's just like you go into the swamp, it's a hardcore fucking experience where Loki's shock troopers are lurking just under the surface, just behind the thick of things in it. And you have to navigate the swamps of the world. Sometimes you have to come across those very toxic and negative energies, and some of them are not redeemable forces. These are, some people have gone into gnarly places that is indicative of them being a more active part of the problem, right? Because sometimes, based on selfish personal pains, you choose to act. You got to do something because you're hurt, and you don't care about the altruism. You don't care about the greater good anymore, because you're in so much hurt that you are going to do something to unhurt yourself, right? And so you go into that nasty, toxic place in yourself, and you scheme, and you grow this nugget of darkness that that twists in your stomach, or it biles in your heart, and all this shit, right? And then, your inner Fenrir is born, your inner Jormungandr is born through your negativity, right? And then that will have its shape as there will either be a spirit that's attracted to that, or an egregore, or both, that come manifest due to this mindset, this emotional state that you find yourself in and have made consequential choices over, right? And so you're dealing with a lot of that in this fucking fight. You know, you're dealing with a lot of people of that nature, and they serve against the wake-up process. They aren't just looking at a guy and saying, I don't know if I fucking believe any of that bullshit, but I think that he's right. Whoops. Sorry, I thought I did that differently. And all right. I gotta replace this phone. The charger doesn't hold the cable anymore. I got that fucking problem. So, all right, I'll have to answer that in a few minutes. But you will do more good with those moments in the real world, right? So you gotta master that. You gotta master being the thing that is already out up here, right? There's too much to ask for a lot of us, depending on who we are and everything else and where we're at, to be like, you know, all right, I'm gonna sovereign citizen myself right out of the fucking thing and yada yada. It's, look, you can do just fine existing with their contracted social security number, you know, because we're going to transcend money in the first place, and they can't take money from you that you're not making, right? And you don't need money to live. You just usually have to use money to live in the moment. But if push came to shove, things will come to you with or without money, because you have actual true support that is not so well understood until you've taken, you know, for lack of a better term, a leap of faith. You know, you've taken that personal risk. You've made that sacrifice of yourself unto yourself, to be as Odinically cliche about it as fucking possible. Hey, what's going on? So, okay. Zizdizan. What is the main topic you're talking about? I missed the start of your live stream. Is it about awakening in these dark? Yes, it is. I'm talking about our methods of waking up. I'm talking about wake up methods and shifting the wake up methods and being more present in the world, and being less so about thinking that meme you posted on social media did any good for anybody who's unconscious, and then talking about the different kinds of unconscious issues that are actually going on and why social media will never be the place where that happens, right? It's all about you as the 0 point, and it's all about the real world that extends from outside of you in the 0 point. All right? So anyway, I'm going to get going. I got things to do. I might be able to do a Heidegger live read tonight. You'll find out. You'll see something if once I'm in, I got myself situated and it looks good. So I will catch you fuckers later.